I took the bus from Carbonear and landed in St. John's to buy a shirt for Uncle Dick and myself some new put-ons. I thought I'd stay a day or two as long as I was there, so I took a room at the boarding house on Federation Square. My friends, now what a place to stay, you've never seen the like. There were 32 on welfare there and 7 more on strike. 11 cats and 3 big dogs and old Jack Cooney's mare, all staying at the boarding house on Federation Square. Salt beef and new potatoes was for supper there that night. I was dying for another spud, but I was too polite. Go on, says Mrs. Cooney, love, sure no one here is strange. Go help yourself, there's thousands more in the pot out on the range. I went out to the Waterloo and took up the kitchen fork to spare another tater down amongst the hunks of pork. And as I stirred around a bit, I let out 3 great roars, for in the bottom with the spuds was Mrs. Cooney's drawer. I'll hook 'em out, me dear, says she, and throw 'em in the sink. I'll hang 'em on the line tonight and hope that they don't shrink. I put some with the spuds, says she, and then I let some drain. For the peels they beats the Javicks now for knocking out the stain. Well, they had a game of 45s that night at 8:30. 3 tables and a few to spare, we all sat up till late. 3 hours 'twas as quiet as the grave before the light. Then on the stroke of midnight clear, they all began to fight. Mrs. Cooney told the welfare man he cheated on her ace, and he picked up a damper dog and stuffed it in her face. His wife, she grabbed a boiler full of partridge berry jam and began to glaze her partner like a fancy Easter ham. I jumped into the bed at last to get a good night's rest. How foolish was I then to think at last I'd passed the test. I went to turn out on my side with a mattress, it was soft, when a spring shot out from underneath and pinned me to the log. I was hanging from the ceiling like a bell on Christmas Eve, when I looked down upon the sheet, and what did I perceive? A bedbug big as Morrissey's cat stood waiting on the seam, just flicking his antenna like a trouter on a stream. Come down, says he, you've had your feed, and now it's time for mine. The Lord looks after every little creature in his time. Come down, says he, your lovely legs, they look so nice and large. Come down, you bloody coward, and I'll show you who's in charge. I hardly have to tell you that next day I left a wreck, but kindly Mrs. Cooney, she refused to take the check. Don't charge the first time guest, says she, I always says to Jack, 'cause once a person stays with us, we know that they'll be back. My friends, now what a place to stay, you've never seen the like. There were 32 on welfare there and 7 more on strike. 11 cats and 3 big dogs and old Jack Cooney's mare, all staying at the boarding house on Federation Square. All staying at the boarding house on Federation